A very, very good morning to all of you, and a very warm welcome to the grand launch of the legend, the Kinetic DX. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Asta Sethi, and it is truly my honor to be hosting this special day for all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time from your heavy schedules and for marking this glorious day with your presence. Everyone, today it's not just another launch that's happening. Today is about celebrating a legacy that shaped the way India moved. A legacy of engineering brilliance, cultural relevance, and pioneering innovation. A legacy called Kinetic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for joining us as we are right here to relive this remarkable journey and create history once again. Everyone, can we all start this morning with a huge round of applause? Come on, can I hear it? Thank you so much. I love the energy that's here in this hall. And this is the energy that we'll be needing right until the end. Amazing. Well, across this hall, I'm sure that each one of you comes with some memory, some moment that has connected you with this legend, the Kinetic, right? This iconic brand that speaks about style, it speaks about freedom and innovation. And everyone, at the heart of this remarkable journey stands a visionary whose foresight made Kinetic not just a brand, but a movement that stayed way ahead its time. Under his leadership, Kinetic introduced India's first truly indigenous moped, the Luna, formed groundbreaking collaborations with global giants, and constantly brought world class technology to the Indian roads. An alumnus of IIT Mumbai and the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and a proud recipient of the Padma Shri, his story is as much about engineering brilliance as it is about building a legacy that moves an entire nation, an entire country forward. Now, beyond the industry, he's dedicated himself to science, to education, and social causes, honoring India's brightest minds through the HK Firodia Awards, supporting scientific excellence, and leading by example in the corporate citizenship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time. It is our honor and our privilege to welcome on stage the man whose vision, innovation, and passion continues to guide the Kinetic India Group into the future right here. Padma Shri Dr. Arun Firodia, Chairman of Kinetic India. Everyone, can we all put our hands together and welcome him on the stage right here with us? Come on. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the stage. It is absolutely my honor to be doing this. Well, I have a set of some questions out of curiosity, and I think that a lot of people here in our audience would have the same questions to you. Shall we start?
Please.
Chairman, sir, I was truly amazed to discover that long before smart TVs and personal computers became an everyday thing, Kinetic had already created something that's called Merlin TV cum computer, entertainment and computing in one device. It was years ahead of its time. How did such a futuristic idea come to life?
Well, in those days, computer was desktop, not even laptop. So it was not possible to take it around. But there was TV at home, and you could watch TV at peace. from computer you have to go to office and sit on a desk. Now I was told that government of India was thinking of launching digital transmission for TV. So I thought TV has digital audio, digital video, computer has digital audio video. So why can't we combine? So we made a TV which uses digital audio and video for computer. And for that we needed a remote, which was backside of the remote for keyboard. Not only that, we made it approachable to office TV by through telephone modem. So it was like work from home and internet. So all these ideas were built in, but it was too much ahead of times. We sold few thousand, but then we thought that it's not the right time to come. Let's wait. So it was a novel idea, and I think even now it is useful.
Beautiful. All right. Also, sir, what truly stunned me, while reading about the entire kinetic history was the development of the kinetic city car. It's compact, it's affordable, it's a city car, it's designed for the Indian families, and that was imagined decades ago with at the target price of just 1 lakh rupees. Now, at that time, when budget friendly cars were not even a part of our daily conversation, you were already thinking about how to make personal mobility accessible to the average Indian household. What inspired such a revolutionary idea so early on, and what do you remember, most vividly about that?
Well, Maruti 800 was there. It's not that it was not there, but I wanted to make something below 1 lakh, an electric car. So we made an electric city car with four doors and displayed in the Auto Expo, and it was very well appreciated. We requested government to fix excise duty on par with Maruti. But government said, well, our excise duty is fixed as per CC. What is the CC of your car? It's electric car, there is no CC. We can't fix our excise duty. Now there are four governments in 3 years, those years. Now I followed up with all of them, including Vajpayee ji, but we could not get any positive response from government. It got stuck in their bureaucracy. So after that, we had to drop the idea.
Well, another surprise to us was the cooking robot. Well, today's smart kitchen appliances are everywhere, right? But Kinetic had already built a kitchen robot long time ago. What gave you the confidence at that point about Indian homes that they were ready to such forward-looking technology?
See, I lived in Pune where women were already working. So a woman who works has no time to cook. And you see nowadays people order from outside. Why order from outside when you can cook with 1 minute? So we made a cooking robot where you program the cooking, and when you start from office, you say start cooking. By the time you reach home, it's ready.
Wow.
So no wasting time. And it was also useful for midday meals for children. So we made the you know vegetables, aloo butter and all, and fed the minister also. Marvelous idea.
Absolutely amazing. Well, Kinetic always puts nation first. Kinetic's work on an earthquake warning system was developed long before the smartphone alerts and the early warning apps became that common. And it also even won an award. Was there a particular incident or a moment that sparked the idea to you? And how did it actually evolve in the real working situation?
Delhi Metro Corporation wanted to be safe from the earthquakes happening in Himalayan region. They were worried that if there's earthquake in Himalaya, by the time you come to know, it will be too late.
Yeah.
But you know, earthquake moves slowly, but electronic signal comes fast. So we planted the measuring instrument in the Himalayas. And when the earthquake starts, you get a signal in Delhi. You can stop metro, you can stop the nuclear power plants. By the time earthquake actually reaches Delhi, you have stopped all these important establishments. And they have established it works.
Right. Moving on now, what felt almost like science fiction was the digital nose and tongue. Machines designed to smell and taste. I mean, I was so fascinated. How did such an idea take shape, and what were the possible applications that you were exploring with it?
Government of India wanted to take care of the RDX. How to judge whether somebody is carrying RDX in his pack? So they used to use sniffer dogs. You can't have a sniffer dog everywhere. So we developed this digital nose, and you could smell the RDX with that. So any baggage coming from the baggage hold, you could check whether it contains RDX, so that you can take care of the hijacking. Then working on it, we said, why not develop a digital tongue? So digital nose and digital tongue would make perfumes and tea and liquor exactly the way you want. These are all blends, and blends has to be perfect. So digital nose and digital tongue would give you the perfect blend of the stuff. So it works. We have made tea equal to the Lipton tea with that by taking the leaves of various teas.
Right. Now, fast forward to the very recent times during COVID, Kinetic stepped up once again with the UV Warrior. It was a perfect blend of innovation and national service. How did this idea, come up? What's the process like, especially in the middle of such a huge crisis?
Well, COVID was spread by germs, by viruses. How to make your room antiseptic? That's the idea. So you put the UV bulb or UV apparatus in the room before you enter, or in a bus, or in a train, or an office, or even home. We made UV apparatuses that will sanitize the rooms few minutes before you enter. The idea started from the hospitals, but then we extended it to offices and buses. It works very well. I hope there is no more COVID or its variants, but if it does, we're there.
Well, after talking about all of these incredible innovations, ladies and gentlemen, one thing is clear. Kinetic has always had the courage to think way ahead of its time. Now, sir, as the world shifts towards electric mobility, what is your vision for the future of Kinetic today?
10 paisa per kilometer. You should you should be able to move people at 10 paisa per kilometer. So a villager can bring his foodstuff to city, even if his village is 50 kilometers away at 5 rupees. So see, that's the idea. For that, you have to create vehicles with minimum losses and maximum utility. See, by using electronic control, you can achieve acceleration and top speed that you want and keep the whole losses minimum. So the idea is to how to move people at 10 paisa per kilometer. That's the goal. Second idea I'm working on is how to use AI for solving traffic problems. There are traffic problems everywhere. So you have to identify the choke points and you have to find out solutions for that. And third idea I'm working on, which excites me, is air conditioner for common man. You know, just a fan is not enough because you need a cool bed also. How to cool a bed? By at very low power. It's possible. 100 watts is all it requires. 100 watts you can cool a bed and have a fan. There's an air conditioner for a common man. And lastly, how to use geothermal use energy for air conditioning. Air conditioning is required in India because everything everywhere is hot. But we think air conditioning is for rich people. No, it's for everyone. But how to use geothermal energy? Plenty of geothermal energy inside. How to use that? That's what I'm working. These are four projects I'm working on.
Amazing. Well, this was truly inspirational, it was informational, and it was amazing to have this conversation. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in. Everyone, can we all put our hands together? Thank you so much once again for being a part of the conversation. Amazing. And well, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the start. It is only the beginning right now. Let us now take a moment to truly experience this extraordinary legacy. The milestones that built an industry, the breakthroughs, the that actually redefined what is possible, and the spirit of innovation that continues to drive Kinetic India Group boldly into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to have your attention to the screen right here as we proudly present to you the Kinetic Corporate AV, a tribute to the past, the present, and the exciting road that lies ahead of us.
हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है अपने सपनों के साथ। इसने हमें भी बढ़ाया है। चलने के जमाने में जब इसने दौड़ने का सपना देखा, हमने भी इस सपने में आने वाला बदलाव देखा। समय से आगे रहना है, हमें हमारे देश ने सिखाया है, हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है। नए समय के साथ जब नए सपनों का भी स्टार्ट हुआ, मिला कदम से कदम देश से, हमने पहला सेल्फ स्टार्ट दिया। समय के साथ बदलना हमें हमारे देश ने सिखाया है। हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है। हर घर में गाड़ी के बाद जब देश ने चाहा, हर घर में काम, गियर से गियर बॉक्सेस तक, हर स्टेप पे जोड़ा हमने अपना नाम। हर चुनौती पे खरा उतरना है, हमें हमारे देश ने सिखाया है। हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है। आसमां को छूने के जब थे देश के अरमान, लिफ्ट कर अपने एफर्ट्स को पाया हमने वो भी मकाम। सबको साथ लेकर चलना ही सच में आगे बढ़ना है। हमें हमारे देश ने सिखाया है। हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है। अब आज का नया इंडिया हमें हमारे देश ने बनाया है।
What an inspiring journey that was. But today, ladies and gentlemen, it's not only about what lies ahead, it's also about remembering the path that actually brought us here. The Kinetic DX was not just a scooter, it actually became a symbol of style, freedom, and aspiration. Now, to honor this cultural memory and take us back to where all of this began, please join me in welcoming Miss Arzu Alamin, Director, Kinetic Watts and Wolves. Everyone, can we all put our hands together?
Good morning, everyone. I welcome all the esteemed members of the press, valued partners, dignitaries, and everyone who's taken time from their schedule to be here with us this morning. We welcome you to this moment where we revisit history and celebrate a legend that touched millions of lives and continues to echo in the hearts of India even today. I am Arzu Alamin, Director at Kinetic Watts and Wolves, and it's an absolute honor to be presenting to you the legend of the DX. Let me take you back to India in the 70s. It was a different world. Homes were warm, radios played timeless melodies, and families gathered around on one TV for the evening news. Life was simple. But outside those homes, the roads told another story. Cities were growing, aspirations were growing, but mobility, it was struggling. It was struggling to keep up, and families were squeezed on one scooter, father in the front, mother behind, and children just squeezing wherever they could find space. Brings to us, it kind of tells us that two-wheelers was not for everyone. They were heavy, bulky, complicated. Starting them was not just, a simple push button. We had to kick, and it was a whole lot of workout. Sweat dripping down your face as you prayed that the engine would finally start. But even then, you had to fight with the clutches and gears at every signal. It demanded strength, it demanded skill, and that meant one thing: riding was not for everybody. And then came a company who dared to ask, why should mobility be so hard? Why should riding not be easy? Why can't it be effortless? Why can't freedom belong to everybody? And that company was Kinetic. Founded by the visionary who believed India deserved much more, who we have with us, of course, Dr. Padma Shri Arun Firodia. It started with a powerful vision to make mobility a reality for every Indian. Not just for the ones who were strong, not just for the ones who were privileged, but for everyone who wanted freedom on two wheels. And hence, our story began with the iconic Luna, India's first moped, light, affordable, and built for everyone. Now suddenly, a farmer in a small village could reach to the market on time. A school teacher could ride without waiting for buses that never really arrived on time. Students, housewives, shopkeepers, they all could move on their own terms. And it paved way for something bigger. Because when we saw the impact that Luna had done in India, we knew that India was ready for another chapter. India was ready for its next revolution. And that revolution was none other than the Kinetic DX. It was the one that replaced struggle with simplicity. It replaced comfort. It replaced complexity with comfort. And it made two-wheeler for every man. That was the birth of the Kinetic DX. It entered a market where waiting for scooters could take up to 7 to 8 years, where loyalties were strong and choices were few. But the Kinetic DX broke the cycle because it made mobility effortless, it gave families convenience, it gave women confidence, and it gave India freedom without struggle and without compromise. Soon, it was no more just a two-wheeler. It became an emotion of millions of Indians. DX was their first ride. The first time a father brought home a scooter and all the neighbors joined to just come and take a look at that. Could simply go and ride a bike. And even today, decades later, people stop and say that Kinetic DX wasn't just a scooter. It was a story, it was a joy, and it was a pride. These aren't just my words. These are memories that have lived on in millions of hearts. Let's take a look at some of these memories, please.
1984, the Kinetic DX was born. Just a scooter at first, little did we know how it would revolutionize how India rides. From being someone's first ride to someone's daily commute, the DX helped millions create memories of a lifetime. 40 years on, the Kinetic DX isn't just a scooter, it's a feeling. And here's what the people have to say about the legend.
कंपनी सर्विस कंपनी रिकॉर्ड में था और 12 साल मैंने इसको रफ एंड टफ यूज किया है.
मी मुलांना शाळेत नेऊन सोडायचे, मग त्यांना बॅडमिंटनला वगैरे घातलं होतं, तिकडे घेऊन
आणायला बरं पडायचं पुढे जागा असल्यामुळे.
I had cousins in Ahmedabad who were the Kinetic, and we went around the entire city. I was pillion rider in a Kinetic, but was a fabulous smooth ride and super comfortable to be on.
My mom used to use it. After I got a license, this was the very first bike which I drove. So Kinetic बरोबर खूप साऱ्या memories आहेत. बाईक शिकण्यापासून ते कॉलेजमध्ये जाण्यापर्यंत.
My ajuba used to ride this bike, and at that time I was so excited to go with him for the schools and all. So it's been nostalgic for me.
When my uncle was very young, he had it, and this was one of the first scooters where I, rode on, and he actually let me ride it, sitting in the back.
पापा के पास हुआ करती थी पहले काइनेटिक. मतलब तब हम लोग छोटे थे, पर वो एक क्रेज रहता था कि यार पापा निकलते थे घर से तो नहीं हमें भी जाना है कुछ लेने के लिए उनके पीछे पीछे.
40 years, endless roads traveled, countless memories made. Here's to the legend that will live on forever.
Wasn't that amazing? That's truly how people still feel about the Kinetic DX. And you realize one thing, that people love it not only because it was stylish and reliable, they loved it because it became a household member of every Indian family. And because it dared to bring innovation that India had never seen before. Remember, we are still in our 90s. Mobility in India was complicated, and two-wheelers meant kickstarts and gears. The DX changed that forever. Let me tell you a few of these innovative things that Kinetic DX got on the table. I don't know how many of you all would know this, but in the 90s, the indicators weren't a part of the vehicle. It was an accessory. But Kinetic DX said that, no, we need to have a self-integrated indicator on our two-wheelers, and that's where we started. And soon the entire nation followed, and it became a norm and a compulsion by the government. Moving on, the self-start. No more exhausting kickstarts. Just press a button and ride. It was that simple. For a generation of women and first-time riders, it wasn't just a feature. It was more about confidence and independence, that I can just go and press that button and I'll be on the roads. So it was that simple. And third, the automatic transmission, which means no gears, no clutch. Just twist the throttle and go. It took away the complexity that kept millions of people away from two-wheelers and invited everybody to ride. These were giant leaps in making mobility democratic. It was India's progress on two wheels. But here's the truth. Innovation alone doesn't make a legend, right? You can build the smartest machine in the world, but if the world doesn't notice it, it's just that, it's just a machine. So to create a legend, you need more than engineering. You need imagination, you need boldness, and you need a little madness. And that's exactly what Kinetic got to the table. When I say madness, it's because back then, advertising was safe, it was predictable, it was, in a polite family setting. And then came Kinetic. We didn't want to play safe, we didn't want to whisper. We made sure that the world sat up and took notice. When others were talking, we were making headlines. When others were printing ads, we were breaking records. Let's take this for instance. We ran the Kinetic DX non-stop for 1,001 hours, which means 41 days, without switching off the engine even once. And it wasn't that simple. Like, we made it tough. We invited people to come over, to throw stones, to throw glass and puncture the tires. And every time the tire went flat, we changed it, and without switching off the engine. It featured in the Guinness Book of World Records and sent out a message that nobody could ignore, that Kinetics was just unstoppable. But that wasn't enough, because we believed that every test should reflect the real India. Its roads, its rain, its chaos. And then came something really exciting, the Kinetic football tournament. It was a full-fledged football tournament with 24 teams, 11 players on each side, all of them on the Kinetic DX, playing football in the muck. It was wild, it was fearless, and it became a national sensation. It was even broadcasted on ESPN, and it was shown during the halftime of the Football World Cup. It was truly historic, and I would like to take this moment to show you a small clip from somebody who's been a part of this entire journey. So please take a look.
So years ago, my father, he decided to do a kinetic football. So you play football on scooters. And this was one of its kind in this entire world. And we did it, the first event, we did it in our own colony in Rustambagh, where we had 24 teams participating. And we had 11 kinetics on this side and 11 kinetics on that side. Even the goalkeeper, everybody on scooters only, nobody can run or walk. And that was my dad's idea. We had this kinetic football which was telecast on ESPN, one of the biggest sports channel back in those days. And I still remember it was the Football World Cup going on. And they have shown our kinetic football on ESPN between the ads that come when you have a halftime break in football. They have shown our Kinetic DX football on ESPN and declared the first time ever in the world, if anybody's played a scooter football, it was on Kinetic DX.
Like I said, it needed a little madness, and we didn't stop there. We dared to go. We dared to go to the highest motorable road in the world, the Khardungla Pass, of course with its dangerous curves where even four-wheelers struggle. But the DX didn't just survive, it conquered it, and it got another Guinness record and another Limca mention. And I think that's how the race started, and today you will see n number of motorcycles and scooters going to the Khardungla Pass, but Kinetic DX was the first to reach there. These stories, they come from a scooter that didn't know limits. We tested it everywhere. We rode through glass, we tore through mud, we climbed the highest motorable road across Rocky Mountains. Did we miss something? I think just the desert. So yeah, it was time for the ultimate test to go to the Sahara Desert, and 4,500 kilometers of burning heat, relentless storms, and the Kinetic DX rode through the desert and wrote history once again, proving that this scooter wasn't just built for comfort zone. And I take this moment to proudly tell you all that we have the very same bike that crossed the Sahara right here with us today, a living piece of legacy. And for that, we owe a big thank you to Mr. Adil Darukhanwala, who's been a part of this entire journey. And let's hear from him what he has to say about this entire marketing.
It took scooters from the 1950s to the 1990s in one jump. The legendary story is about riding a scooter through the Sahara Desert. That was exactly the thing. It had a very comfortable seat, which is very vital across there. When you sit on a scooter, when you sit like this, your edge points, this and they need to be very comfortable, otherwise you'll get tired very quickly. Ergonomically, the Kinetic DX was very well designed and engineered. That was very, very vital. When this bike came in, it looked beautiful, but it also looked light, and it did not, scare women from getting astride it. And then when they saw that it had no gears, it had got electric start, everything, all of a sudden, women were in heaven, actually speaking, on two wheels over there.
That's true. Women were in heaven. They were so independent. And I would once again like to, request all of you all to please take a look at the historic piece that is right here with us today. And the bike is spick and span, and it's just the way it was back in the 90s. So basically, to conclude, I would like to say that after all this, if you still wonder that why the Kinetic DX was a legend, it was because it was not simply luck, it was not chance, but it was the courage to dare. And I think Kinetic had the courage to dare. It dared when others didn't. It dared to change the way India moved. It dared to break norms, to change the impossible, and to give a nation the independence it deserved. It dared to replace kicks with button, gears with freedom. It dared to climb the highest roads, cross the desert, endure 1,001 days without a pause. And today, I proudly say that India stands as the largest two-wheeler market in the world. But the truth is, it all started somewhere. It all started with a scooter that dared. It all started with the Kinetic DX, and that will remain its story forever. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that beautiful and nostalgic journey on how DX is a legend. And absolutely, we don't doubt that at all. And now, everyone, to take this further into the legacy and share his vision for the new DX, everyone, please put your hands together for Mr. Ajinkya Firodia, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Kinetic India.
Esteemed members of the press and all forms of media that have come here, my family members, dealers, partners, investors, believers, well-wishers, friends who have joined us here today from Pune, Mumbai, Indore, Delhi, Singapore, Nepal, Dubai, and various other cities and countries to witness a very historic moment. Welcome to the unveiling of the new Kinetic DX. Yes, you must have heard various speculation rumors, but today we announce it, and I proudly, openly, finally announce that we are reincarnating the legend Kinetic DX as an electric scooter. Until now, only a few trusted employees and related partners have seen this creation. We've been incredibly possessive, tight-lipped, and focused. In today's world, many OEMs announce their products 3 years even before a prototype exists, but not us. We believe in showing the world only when we are ready, and that's why today is special. Because today, it's not just about a product, it's about legacy. The vision is clear and the task is steep. We are not just launching a scooter, we are reincarnating a legend. The original Kinetic DX didn't just sell, it redefined everything. It redefined what a scooter should be, how it should ride, who should ride it, and what quality and reliability means. The Kinetic DX brought delight, freedom, aspiration. It didn't just move people, it moved the entire country. It made history, it lived in hearts. It ruled on roads. And today we gather to recreate this history. But first, who are we? And how did we get here? My inspiration for this and almost everything in life has been my father and the brand that he created out of his sheer unmatchable brilliance. It is not possible for me to explain to you the feeling of being the son of Padma Shri Dr. Arun Firodia, the unmatched pride, the comments, the adulation, the admiration, the long queues of people lining up for his advice, the brilliance with which he's able to innovate, the achievements, the recognitions. As I was growing up, there was never a door not open and an invitation not received. And all this because Mr. Arun Firodia made an impact and because he created Kinetic. So I carry the responsibility of taking ahead this massive legacy, that the adulation for Kinetic as a brand must live on. The Kinetic DX was not just a successful scooter. A successful scooter builds a very big empire, but it was a legend. Legends live in hearts. So to carry forward the legacy, I must create today something that will not only perform, but it will also live in hearts. All this time, I was heading Kinetic Engineering Limited, the 50-year-old company that initially launched the Luna, the manufacturing arm that promoted the Kinetic Honda joint venture, the company that launched products like Blaze, Nova, Aquila, Flight, Comet, and others. In 2010, the company was transformed into an auto component and systems provider, focusing on transmissions and driveline systems. We made sure we got business from exports, and we have been successfully supplying complex and high-quality products to companies such as General Motors, American Axle, Magna Powertrain, Renault Nissan, Tatas, and Mahindras. Over the years, Kinetic Engineering Limited managed to clear more than 500 crores of its debt, realign its business model and culture, upgrade its facilities and systems, at the same time retain its technical knowledge and the vast infrastructure. Kinetic Engineering Limited will continue to grow in this space of auto components and is expanding rapidly its products as well as customers in order to reap the rewards of its experience in this field. KEL, or Kinetic Engineering Limited, has a 50-acre manufacturing facility with about 32 sheds and more than 600 machines, with a vertically integrated plant that it leverages for the auto transmissions business. But at the same time, we realized that it has a very, very valuable asset that has been patiently waiting. It has been patiently waiting to unleash and reconquer the hearts of people. Can we guess what this asset that Kinetic Engineering holds is? It is the brand Kinetic. But you know, we faced a paradox. The paradox that an auto component supplier and an OEM, they have different philosophies as a company. An auto component company focuses on manufacturing, whereas an OEM focuses on product development and sales and distribution. So once the idea of this project came to me, we had to tackle this paradox. So we formed a new company known as Kinetic Watts and Volts and made it a subsidiary company of Kinetic Engineering Limited. Kinetic Engineering Limited funded its subsidiary and gave it a license to use, promote, and uphold the brand it owns, Kinetic. Accordingly, Kinetic Watts and Volts was formed with 80% ownership from Kinetic Engineering Limited, and the brand was licensed to it. We invested nearly 100 crores in this subsidiary, and we have committed to 200 more with a clear objective: focus on EV and take ahead the legacy that it deserves, Kinetic brand deserves. Hence, Kinetic Watts and Volts will operate under the brand Kinetic. We have created a new logo, which is a updated hybrid version of all the Kinetic logos used over the so many years. And we have adopted it, which will be the brand and the logo that will go in the market for the products made by Kinetic Watts and Volts. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally unveil this beautiful logo to you at this moment. That's the brand. If you see, the Raptor is the red color. Raptor is the current logo, and the old Kinetic font making the red and blue Kinetic logo that will go on the scooter. Red and blue because red stands from all the love that the customers have for the brand Kinetic and the passion with which we are working, and blue because of the vast potential and the reliability and trust that Kinetic has. Once the company was formed, funded, and the brand was unveiled, we set out the target. I called my friend, one whose family has had a soul connection and a business relations with our family for 3 generations. Mr. Alessandro Tartarini, one of the best designers in the world for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers. I told him, Alex, I have an idea. Can we meet? And he said, okay. And we met in a common place, Dubai. When we met, I told him my idea. I told him my vision, that I want to launch the Kinetic DX once more. He looked at me and he said to me, Ajinkya, you made a mistake. I said, what? He said, the name of your company is wrong. What is this name, Kinetic Watts and Volts? The name of your company should be a $1 billion company, because this is a $1 billion idea, and I will be happy to work with you on this idea. And then we sketched. For 2 days, we sketched and sketched. What was the old Kinetic? Why did it reside in the hearts of people? What is the essence that makes it a legend? Is it the red start button? Is it the 3 vents? Is it the speedo console design? The metal body? The iconic indicators? And then we had an outline of the preliminary design. And when I saw it, I said, Alex, sorry, you are wrong. This is not a $1 billion company. This is going to be a multi-billion dollar initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest pleasure that Alex has come here all the way from Italy to grace this occasion. He is the one who helped us design the new DX that is going to be unveiled today. So I would like to call him on stage and take his vision on how we made this product. Mr. Alessandro Tartarini. Mr. Tartarini is the son, of course, for people who don't know, of Mr. Leopoldo Tartarini, the founder of Italjet and the best, most beautiful designer in the world.
Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to Ajinkya for the nice word for me. He lied. I'm not. I just have a passion for design for motorcycle. And I want to say I'm not here for a designer, but I want to talk about our relation, my family relation with Firodia relation that came from 50 years ago when I was a baby. And I remember his grandfather and my father spent a lot of time talking about the vision of the 2 wheels and the passion, how they can see the market, how they can develop. I remember also when DX started, the exciting of the family Firodia. So I'm very linked with my heart to the family, and very honored to be involved in the design of the new DX. That it was not only a job for designing a new scooter. We have to keep the soul, because I think everybody, when drive a scooter or had a scooter motorcycle, linked the piece of life with the vehicles. When they go to pick up the girlfriend or the kids, the memory of the scooter become a part of the life. And to keep back this memory, it was not an easy job. And but I think we catch the soul with the new DX. And I hope you will appreciate our job and our effort, and I want to thank you again to Firodia family to involve me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Alessandro Tartarini, come all the way over here and always supported our family and big contribution to the Indian automobile market. Later, you should ask him, so many of the products that are sold here in India and abroad under various brands are actually creations of his immense talent. Then once we had the design, I said we need to do this right. Because to make such a big company and such a big initiative, we need not only a good looking and a robust design, but we need complete control over the technology. And to have complete control over the technology, you need to make your own battery, controller, motor, chassis, and body parts. And then luckily and fortunately, like I said, we had a variety of companies, all our group companies who pitched in. We got technology from the world's best, and we set up new units within our group to have complete control over all aspects of the battery. The heart of the scooter, we set up a company called RangeX. We will manufacture our own batteries in RangeX. The brain of the scooter and the legs of the scooter, we requested our electronic manufacturing company, Kinetic Communications Limited, to set up a line to make the controller and to make the motor. And the bones and the skin, which is the robotic chassis being manufactured, and the metal body of the scooter will be made by Kinetic Engineering Limited. So, as you can see, the entire scooter, from its heart, its legs, its brains, its bones and skin, will be made from a Kinetic product. All this from the technology that we've got from world's best. And then to set it in motion and to make sure it reaches people in the right way, Birthday by Kinetic, our creative arm, is the one who will be positioning it in the market. It's a truly Kinetic product that we are hoping will showcase across to you today. All our companies, they put another 100 crores to back us up. And Kinetic Watts and Volts recruited engineers and set up a world-class manufacturing setup in Ahilya Nagar. Years later, today we are here to witness the creation of the full-blown Kinetic reincarnation. I would like to mention a few things that define the essence of Kinetic Watts and Volts, of who we are, and more importantly, who we are not. We are not a PE-backed up startup chasing valuations. We are legacy-backed entrepreneurs investing from our own group, already 150 crores invested and another 200 crores committed because we believe in this. We are not a single new age company. We are 5 startups. We are making new lines for batteries, controllers, motors. Each born from a parent with a legacy. We are marrying speed with structure and agility with experience. We are not quick traders. We are part of India's automotive DNA, 79 years in this industry and committed to next 100. We are not importers of convenience. 99% of our scooter is built in India with components made to our drawings. Even the bag hook of our scooter has been designed and made for us on our lines by our teams. And we are not a makeshift assembly. We have built a cutting-edge infrastructure with robotic welding, automatic controller and motor lines, lithium-ion, automated laser welding places, and a 2-acre modern scooter plant at Kinetic Watts and Volts. And most importantly, we are not a forgotten brand. We are Kinetic, a name that brought joy, mobility, freedom, and dreams to the streets of India. We live in the memory of millions, and now we return to create memories for millions more. Our task is clear: to make a made-in-India scooter for India. And when you make in India, it has the highest of reliability, longevity, and global standards. Our target is to be in the top 3 EV scooter players in the country within the next 3 years. And my personal target, to get 1% of the adulation that my father got. That would be much more than I can handle or deserve. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having the launch soon, but before that, we have a very special video that's going to be played on the screen. The launch would be happening very soon. Meanwhile, I would request all the people from the media, all our guests to settle down for some time, because when the launch happens, I'm going to call you back right here for the pictures. I know everyone's super excited, but for now, people, our guests from the media, I would request you all to settle down. Before that, we have a very special video that's going to be played, and after that, we have the launch. I request you all to settle down once again for now. Thank you.
I remember I was 6 or 7 years old and I was playing with my grandfather, and my grandfather was anxiously waiting for my father to come back, who had gone somewhere abroad. And then my dad came back from Japan, and I remember very clearly he saying that it's happening.
The original Kinetic DX Scooter was more than a scooter. It was a perfect blend of strength, practicality and innovation. It had metal bodywork, strong and durable, but at the same time it was practical to use and easy for the rider. And it had something else unique. It was designed to carry an LPG gas cylinder also on the flat footboard. But the DX was not just about toughness or practicality, it was innovative. It had automatic transmission that you just worked on the throttle moved. So no need to press clutch and brake, and no need to kick. It became an instant hit because of its simplicity. So we also called it simpler, safer, superior.
When we used to go out for drives, me and my sisters and my parents, and we used to spot a Kinetic, we used to say, "See, Papa, there's a Kinetic. See, Dad, I can see one over there." And we used to count how many we saw, and step by step, we lost count. And then cut to the era now where I was going in a drive with my little son, and then suddenly we spotted a Kinetic, and I said, "Hey, look, Zidane, that's a Kinetic." And he was like, "What is Kinetic, Papa?" And then I told him there was this scooter that your grandfather did, and it was everywhere. And he said, "Yeah, but why is it not everywhere now?" And that left a thought. It's time that we bring the Kinetic back so that we can see more and more of them on the road.
Kinetic DX was a legend in its time, a good amalgamation of design, quality and innovation. I created mine, Legend. It was your time to do that.
I thought what we need to do is make the legend for today's times. The Kinetic DX need to be reborn only as an EV.
But the first meeting, when we spoke, we knew that this was not just an idea, it was more of a vision, and a vision that is going to be, iconic, and it's going to impact the Indian automobile industry yet again.
So our group has been in the electronics business for ages. And since then, we have a company called Kinetic Communications Limited, and this company is focused on making electronic products. When you think about an EV, it's not only an electric scooter, it's an electronic scooter. It has electronic features, it has electronic programming, and the controller and the motor have to be electronically advanced.
We are working with Dr. Arun Firodia very closely. When we started 2023, the product was not ready, and we got some prototypes, and we developed prototypes in our lab. And then we started testing on the Kinetic DX, the old version. Since then, we are continuously working, and now, after 2 years, we saw this product is really came up. collective efforts, the team efforts of entire Kinetic communication and supported by the KWE team, that we could get the best motor which is giving the best range in the India market.
When we were brainstorming this in the offices and doing various simulations and graphs over the peak power and the rated power of the scooter and the motor and the weight ratio, my father called me and he said, "Can you come down a little bit?" And so I went down outside on the road to meet my father with my team, and he said that work is not done only in the offices. Here I have created this for you. And what he had done was amazing. He had taken 2-3 different motors and he had put them on the old Kinetic DX. And he said, "Ride it and see what you like." And that changed everything.
We start with IC engine scooter build, procure of IC engine scooter and converting those scooters to EV. Then we search where we should get the motor controller so that we can fit and get trial those things so that whatever the requirements of the performance and the range, those things we can get.
It came with a set of challenges and just a few things that we thought will be very necessary to capture the DNA, because we thought it's very important to capture the exact same DNA to the new bike. So we sort of try to map what are the design cues that this bike has. So the iconic dual indicators on the side, the single headlamp all mounted on top of the handlebar, the 3 vents on the side, the back portion with again ventricular accents, and the entire frame of it, the structure of it, a retro-futuristic design for the time. Funnily enough, now we are in the era where retro-futuristic is the new design wave, design has a cycle. So now it has come back and the timing couldn't have been more perfect for us to benchmark our old bike for it.
And so now you have the momentum building, you have the teams expanding, our R&D became big, our design team became big, we started recruiting people in sales and marketing already, factory teams we were recruiting, quality teams we were recruiting, the designs were getting perfected, and the next step was to build the clay model, because on paper the scooter looked beautiful. And it took 1 month, 2 months, we were all waiting for the clay model to come, and finally they said, "Sir, the clay model is ready, come and have a look." This was too exciting for us. We all went there, we opened the door, and when we saw the clay model, it looked nice, it looked cute, but it didn't look like a scooter. It looked like a scooterette. It looked small. If you remember the Kinetic DX, it was a full-body family scooter. Everyone in the family could ride it. It was comfortable, yes. The ergonomics were good, yes. But it was a full-bodied scooter. This scooter, what we saw, did not have the stance. Sometimes you have to take the difficult decision. We need a stronger, we need a bigger, and we need a more wholesome scooter, because this is the baby of the Kinetic, but we want to be the reincarnation of the Kinetic. We realized that people call themselves environment friendly and then make the whole scooter from plastic. But we said no, for the Indian customer, we need a sheet metal scooter. We need a strong body. The Kinetic was sheet metal. So we said we will have a metal body.
Making tooling for this was very challenging. We started it with some of the good tool makers. The challenge was, again, there won't be any visible screw on this vehicle.
We gave challenges such as we don't want to see any screws on the bike. We want to make sure that the lines are perfect. We want to make sure every aspect, every color, every shading is perfect.
I thought, why not 2 helmets?
This little mission of the underseat storage space, later it became into an obsession.
We took it as a challenge in our R&D, and what we did is
we had created what we believe is an engineering excellent product, which is it could fit 1 full face helmet and 1 half face helmet with a 37-liter storage space in the scooter. The highest in the category, highest amongst petrol bikes in the world. They had already created this engineering marvel.
So then
we decided for the first time, to design a special battery pack for our own scooter.
Battery in an EV is basically the one that determines the range, that determines the life, determines the everything, the performance of the bikes. There were 600 electric vehicle players, and almost all of them were making NMC batteries. And LFP battery technology has 4 times the life of NMC batteries. If an NMC battery lasts for 5 years, this lasts for 10, 15 years. And this is what we need as Indians. And this was the birth of our first startup called RangeX. It's a separate company that is making batteries for our scooter.
So we thought, what if we could just integrate a charger within the bike itself, where you can pull it and just plug it on. And then the customer, a lazy person like me, will just be able to charge hassle-free, right?
We came up with this idea of Easy Charge. It's a simple, trademark, patented, retractable cable mechanism that goes in the front glove compartment. You open the glove compartment, you take out, pull it, plug it, and it's there. That's it. And then you take it out, push it back in, and it goes in automatically.
Kinetic just came, said, hey, just press the button, start your vehicle. We wanted to install this in today's customer as well, where people say their bikes are keyless, but they carry a key fob. They have weird sorts of, they have a tap card. So you're not inserting, but you're tapping, okay, and then you're putting that again in your wallet. So why not just be keyless in its true sense?
It is very simple to switch on and switch off your bike. You put a passcode that only you know, and the bike switches on. All you have to do is remember your password. And if you forget it, all you have to do is open your app and change your password. Third one, and it's so simple.
So we said we'll have a button. So you'll just press that button and the foot pegs will come out automatically. And it's more welcoming that way. It's a better user experience. I'll not have to stop again. It was our take on Aaj Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja types. So that was another pain point that we tried to address with just ease of design.
And then there it was, the first prototype, the first Reborn Kinetic DX. Till now we had only seen it on computers. Till now we had only seen it in sketches. Till now we had only seen it in 3D. Till now we had only seen it in clay model. But now we were seeing it in flesh and blood. And it was an emotional moment. The entire team came together and we all stared at the marvel of the first prototype of the Kinetic DX. And now was the time for the testing and the homologation.
Basically, homologation is checking the product against the government regulation for safety. Once we homologate the vehicle, which gives us permission to manufacture the vehicle.
Let me tell you this, testing in India is not simple. India is a country where there are cold mountains and hot deserts. India is a country where there's very heavy rainfall or there's scarcity. India is a country with lots of potholes and lot of speed bumps. It is very difficult to make a product for all terrains in India, but it has to be done.
You know, Kinetic has been a trailblazer, it's been a pioneer. So it's just something that people have always looked up to because we wanted to give them what they need. We didn't just want to, come and just make something and make a scooter, but not connect and resonate with today's day and age. We had the prototype. That's when we went again on the fields, what people think the bike, talks, what they think the bike resonates with, how are they liking the seat, how are they liking the posture. We really wanted to understand all of that and get the real-time consumer feedback and kind of implement that whole thing on our prototypes.
So we said, why not escalate the branding to the bike also? So when we designed our DRL, we gave it the shape of our iconic Raptor, which it will soon to be. So, this becomes a part of the daytime running lights. A very important aspect of the old Kinetic DX was the visor element and how the visor had the branding on it, Kinetic, and we said, of course, we should have that. So we did that, we retained that, and our new visor will also have Kinetic on it, but only this time around, it will light up to show that it's moving forward, to show the electric essence and the nature of it. And we said, why not even have the indicator shaped like our logo? So we had one singular headlamp portion like the original Kinetic DX.
So before coming to the brand positioning, we at Birthday do a very interesting activity is that we personify the brand. We give it an archetype. If the brand was a person, who would it be? And it was the hero archetype. Then it was time to position this entire baby, like, you know, because it wasn't just about Kinetic launching an EV scooter, it was also about Kinetic re-entering into the two-wheeler market, Kinetic re-establishing its position as one of the pioneers in automobile. We went to multiple ex-dealers of Kinetic, we went to multiple customers of the Kinetic DX, and we just asked them a simple question, you know, what did Kinetic mean to you? And they had such amazing and emotional things to say about it. But one thing that stayed and that was consistent amongst all our customers, all our dealers, everyone, was that it was the legend.
And well, ladies and gentlemen, what an inspiring story that was. What an inspiring look at the passion, at the precision and design excellence that went into the creation of the all-new DX. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all put our hands together once for this amazing journey that we just saw? Well, this was only the making. Now it's actually time to explore what makes the Kinetic DX Electric a true game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Mr. Ajinkya Firodia once again on the stage for an exclusive showcase of the features and a very special announcement.
Guys, I know you're very excited. There's still 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to explain some of the features of the bike, and you need to understand it in its full glory before you capture it. First thing is that Kinetic, as you know, is an iconic brand. It recently won the Economic Times Iconic Brand 2025 award. It's a brand that resides in all our hearts, and that's where this product starts with the reliability that the brand deserves. The best thing about the old Kinetic was that it is very reliable and there was never any issue, and that's what we have benchmarked it to. Every test, we've done pave tests, 7 poster tests, we've gone all across deserts. We've not gone to deserts, but we've gone to Jaipur, we've gone to the cold mountains to make sure that the testing of the bike is superb and each and every issue, mechanical or electronic, is addressed. It will come with a legendary design, and Alex has supported us for this. It will be the most beautiful scooter you have ever seen in your life. Safety is everything, and hence it comes with a 220 mm front disc brake with very wide 100 by 80 12-inch tubeless tires for a better grip and also for maximizing the range. Is the sound coming? We have a wheelbase of 13-14 millimeters, so it's nice and wide, captures the road very nicely. It feels planted and balanced. It gives you a smoother, steadier ride for uneven city roads. We've made sure that the ground clearance can take the biggest potholes in India. It's 165 millimeters, designed to make sure that there is absolutely no hitting the speed bumps that come. Comes with a hub motor. The hub motor delivers 4.8 kilowatts of peak power, gives you a smooth, silent, punchy performance. It delivers also a top speed of up to 90 kilometers per hour. The 90 kilometers per hour is an industry first. So not an industry first, but all the other scooters max out at 75. We go all the way up to 90 kilometers to the hour. The range, estimated range, it's still under ARAI homologation, but the estimated range is 116 kilometers on a single charge. And we will come with 3 riding, thank you. And we will come with 3 riding modes. There are 3 riding modes, a range mode, a power mode, and a turbo mode. So these can be easily glanced as you prefer. The most important, it's a metal body scooter. We believe strongly that Indians deserve and prefer a strong metal body. The old Kinetic DX was a metal body scooter, and any of the good selling scooters and eco-friendly scooters are metal body. It has an illuminated branding on the visor, taking forward the legacy but lighting it even better, as well as a DRL, which is made of our logo. It has a spacious footboard. And this time, again, we have made sure that it is designed to carry the cylinder that the old one did. We have a long seat, 704 mm. So as Indians, we can continue to have larger and larger families and have our scooters transport all the kids that we would like to produce. All our buttons, they are tag-type buttons. They are not normal buttons that you see. Each is an electronic switch button. And when you press it, all you do is press it to open your storage space or your charger lid. You don't need a key. We don't have a key. We don't work with keys. And then this, the biggest in class, the 37-liter under-seat storage space. I would like to show it to you, guys. Can someone move this a little bit more ahead over here? Put it here. This is our storage space. There are very few people who can fit a helmet and none that can fit a half-face helmet along with a full-face helmet in 37 liters. And not only that, we have a hidden compartment under this which you can fit things like your breakfast eggs. If you want some fruits for your breakfast. I think my marketing team wanted also lemons, plums. I think it's magic. So what we need to do is pull out a rabbit. This is the largest storage space in class. Like I said, it had become an obsession. Of course, it has a mobile charging pad that you do inside, and you can charge your mobile, which you need to do. But another very interesting thing is the way we designed our cluster. We didn't like the boring TFT clusters, and we thought that our cluster of the Kinetic DX was iconic. So we designed an all-new 8.8-inch iconic cluster. As you can see, it's very beautiful, and it's based on the old Kinetic cluster that we all were used to. We really made Alex work on this many times. So thanks a lot, Alex, for this beautiful cluster design. We have a speaker, and the volume gets controlled by the switches. So you can connect your Bluetooth, and you can have your music, and you can chill with your friends with music in the scooter. One of my favorite features is Kinetic Assist. And as you know, that service is the most important thing, and EV is a new market. Only 10% penetration in EV. It's a new market. People are anxious. So we'll never leave you alone. We have a button, you press the button, and your mobile phone directly and automatically calls our helpline. So all you have to do is press the button called Kinetic Assist, and directly there'll be a guy or a girl in various languages talking to you and getting you help or advice, or just chat with you if you want. So that's my favorite feature. And the most important feature is our RangeX LFP battery. Guys, I really have no idea why scooters are made with NMC batteries for India. We do not have a use and throw mentality. We have a mentality that we need our battery to last. We need our scooter to last. LFP is longer, it's safer, it's superior. It lasts about 4 times. So if a NMC battery scooter like the ones available in the market are going to have a life of 5 years, this can go 10 years, 15 years, maybe even 20, depending on your usage. I think this is a great thing, because this shows that EVs can have resale value. EVs can have resale value. Not only that, it also is much better for thermal. So in hotter conditions, the LFP reacts much better. Maximum temperatures are controlled. It's absolutely safe. So an LFP battery is what we have come up with. Along with that, we don't have a 48-volt system. We have upgraded it to a 60-volt system. What a 60-volt efficient system does is that it gives you the gradability. We asked customers, why not EV? They said, chad nahi chadta hai. So we said we have to give it a 60-volt system. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kinetic DX has a gradability of 22 degrees. And it can go up any slopes nicely because of the 60-volt efficient system. Our battery is installed with a maximum capacity of 2.6 kilowatt hours and with a very good quick charge. It goes 0 to 50 in 2 hours, 0 to 80 in 3 hours, and 0 to 100 in 4 hours flat. So in 4 hours, you have charged your entire battery. It is riding 116 kilometers and lasting 8 to 10 years. I think it is the optimized battery solution that we are looking for in India. We have some really cool features. One is hill hold. That is, if you're on a slope, you don't have to worry or press the brake. You have to press a button and your bike stops. It's a hill hold feature that is on standard on all the versions. And also a very interesting feature called reverse. For your park assist, you press reverse and your scooter goes reverse. So you have a hill hold and a reverse feature. We have a regenerative technology that we call as K-Coast. It recovers energy and gives it back to the battery every time you decelerate. So you have a K-Coast regenerative technology, which is why we are able to take maximum range out. And we have a cruise control. So you can lock, if you're going on a nice slope, you can lock the bike and it will be, it's like a car feature. You have a cruise control that goes. A very interesting thing about the cruise control is another thing called Cruise Lock Tech. This is a proprietary thing that we have invented. If you set your cruise control lock between 25 kilometers to 30 kilometers and you lock it, and you go on a nice flat road, actual on-road range that your scooter gets is 150 kilometers, much more than the IDC range. So lock your scooter. We have controlled, tuned it so that the amperes, so that the power and current that you draw is restricted. Ride it between 25 to 30 kilometers and you can go up to 150 kilometers actually on road. So that is another feature. And then the 3 easies. You know, the Kinetic, I believe the Kinetic DX was the scooter that gave you the convenience, like the gearless start and like the automatic transmission. So it was kind of the Apple of its time. You know, the Apple which is a premium product, but also makes it very users. You don't need a keypad. So we had to be true to this. So we came up with 3 features, all of which we are kind of patenting. One is called the easy key. Instead of having a key or a key fob, all we have is a password protected place. It's like a safe. You remember your password, it opens, you press your password, it shuts, your scooter starts. Those who want a key fob can get a key fob also, but all scooters come with the easy key. The second technology we thought what is good to make the life better for our customer is the easy flip. You press the button and the indicators come. So, you can impress the one you're trying to impress sitting behind just by using your thumb and the side footrest to flip open. So it's called easy flip. And the third, and I believe that this is the feature that is going to change the market, is called easy charge. The most boring thing about an EV scooter, we went and asked, what do you not like EV scooter? What is the most boring thing? And they say, it's nice, paisa bach raha hai, but रोज चार्जर को निकालना पड़ता है, फिर चार्जर को लगाना पड़ता है, फिर वापस निकालना पड़ता है, and it eats into the storage space, which we didn't like. So we've made this feature called easy charge. You press the click of a button, and this will open. All you have inside over here is this. And you remove this, remove it, and you plug it. That's it. It's as simple as that. Switch it on, and you plug. When you're done, you switch it off, you plug it back in, it goes nicely inside, locks. There's absolutely no boring stuff that is required on your scooter. It's an easy charge technology. I call it pull it, plug it, forget it. That's not all. We have many more. We believe that automobiles are your friends, they are your companions. So we have a speaker, so we have a My Kiny companion. Your scooter is going to talk to you. It's going to tell you safety alerts, service alerts, functional things, and not only that, it's also going to greet you happy birthday on your birthday. Let's have a quick video to do that. Oh, I guess you can't because the sound is gone. So yeah, so it greets you happy birthday and it tells you various things about the scooter. It's very nice. And that also it does in 16 languages, 14 Indian languages, Italian and German, so that Alex can sell the scooter for me also in Italy. My Kiny. And then we have 2 versions, DX and DX Plus. We'll talk more about that, but the DX Plus comes with the included telekinetic pack. The telekinetic pack is basically telematics with very interesting features that are there in all the scooters. These are all the features of the telekinetic pack. It will come with an anti-theft alarm alert, which is if someone tries to move your DX when it's packed, when it's locked, you'll get an alert on your phone that somebody's trying to steal your scooter and will not let it steal. It comes with a guide me home, so when you switch off your scooter, your headlight will stay on for 5 minutes so that it can show you how to go home. It comes with a track my kinetic, which is if you don't remember where you parked your vehicle, you can go and it'll tell you exactly where track my kinetic is. It also comes with a on-off ignition via app. So from your app, you can switch on the bike, switch off the bike. You can also use your app to switch on the seat and switch on the charger lid. It has a very nice feature called intruder alert. So if someone tries to access the key of easy key of your DX and they put in 10 incorrect attempts, immediately your mobile will tell you somebody's trying to steal your vehicle. It also comes with Find My Kinetic. So I don't know if you guys are Seinfeld fans, but if you go to a parking lot and you don't remember whether you parked it at B1 or B5 or B10, then all you do is you locate it and the blinkers will start blinking and you'll find your vehicle. It has geofencing. You can set your boundaries and you can say that your scooter is not allowed to go beyond the 2-kilometer radius. So if you want to restrict your children or how much your scooter can go, you can do a geofencing. Comes with FOTA, which is updates. Whenever we have new features or updates, all existing customers automatically will get the update on their scooter. And then it has various data analytics. It will tell you your last trip, what was your range, what was your kilometers, all the kinds of things that you want, how many trees you have saved for your scooter. So these are all the features that come with Telekinetic, and the DX Plus will come with the Telekinetics included. Warranty, we have the 3 years, 30,000 kilometer warranty, but we have a extended warranty scheme which gives 9 years, 1 lakh kilometers because of our LFP battery kilometers, the highest in class, 9 years, 100,000 battery warranty. Colors, comes with 5 colors. Of course, if you remember, these are exactly the same 5 colors that the Kinetic DX had. Maybe you can guess them. Red, blue, black, white, and silver. And we have the updated versions of these 5 colors. So I think this is all the features. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we will definitely show you the bike. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, bookings are now open on kinetic.ev.in.
And well, now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that all of us had been waiting for, the moment where history meets the future. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the all-new Kinetic DX Electric. I request our chairman, Padma Shri Dr. Arun Firodia, and our Vice President and Managing Director, Mr. Ajinkya Firodia. They're on this stage for this historic reveal. Our friends from the media, you can step forward, capture this truly, truly special moment. The legend is reborn for a new era. May I also now request our dignitaries to join us on the stage. Everyone, there it is, the icon. It's sleek, it's powerful, and it's electric. It's a perfect blend of heritage.
May I request my mother, Alex, Arzu, to join us on the stage along with Adil and all the dignitaries for the picture.
Everyone, this is the grand launch. Can we all put our hands together and make some noise, everyone? Come on, can I hear it? Absolutely amazing. This is the moment. I request all the dignitaries and our guests to please join us on the stage as well. This is the moment when you take out your phones, turn on the flashes, open the cameras, and capture this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kinetic DX Electric has arrived. And the road is never going to be the same again. It's not just a comeback, everyone. It is absolutely a revolution in motion. It's a perfect blend of heritage and innovation.
We have a special guest also joining us, Mr. Zidane Firodia.
Everyone, can we all put our hands together? Can we all hear it? This is the moment where we finally unveil the Kinetic DX Electric. It looks powerful, it looks sleek. The icon is reborn today. Absolutely beautiful. This is a perfect time for a group picture. Everyone's worked so hard for the past few months for this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly, truly special. In the next few minutes from now, we are going to be starting with the Q&A session. So for all the questions, you all can stay here. We will be starting with the Q&A session very, very soon. Thank you so much, everyone, once again for joining in. This was truly a very, very special moment. In the next couple of minutes from now, we would be starting with the Q&A session. All our guests from the media